And I am pretty sure that the Ministry of Education should be aware of what you are doing. The Ministry of Education should know that you are there for the people of the Gambia. And you are no more, don't call yourself, Gambia is my second home. Just call yourself, I'm a Gambian, and of course you will be given the privilege and the courage. On that note, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I really don't want to waste you here. I don't want to...
Good day, everyone. Once again, you're watching live on Mimbekering TV and the same time Home Digital FM, the radio of Mimbekering. Again, this program is brought to you by members of youths and children advocating for media excellence. And today is not going to be an exception because we are here to achieve something, and achievement has gone through different procedures. And with me, I have Mr. Bank, the man behind, and the brain behind for the school of Sir Dembo, lower basic school, upper basic school, right? So I'm also here with the principal, and of course, I'm also here with one of the security men. He is also going to tell us more about what we do. But before we go into that, I would definitely like to start the introduction with the principal. Then from there we have Michael, and of course we have the Honorable with me, Mr. Kaur, to also say something. So first of all, Mr. Principal, will you mind to introduce yourself? Then let's start it with the introduction.
My name is Hassan Kamara. I'm the proprietor of the school and also the principal of the school. The school was established September 25th September 1995 as a nursery school level. And under hard struggle during that time, through the help of other friends, good friends, and we managed to go up to lower basic school. That's in the 2000. We managed again, try very angle through the help of the community in Willengara village in Komonot, and we managed to get upper basic school. Now this is the third time now my children are going to sit the BK exam, that's grade 9 exam. And through these 3 years they are doing well. The BK exam, grade 9 exam, they are doing very excellent. And I'm so proud. I don't want to go further unless I have to go a bit. I have a friend who's in Germany, Mr. Mike, who I get a friend, a sister called Madam Cecilia. Last academic year, Madam Cecilia brought Mr. Michael from Germany, who really come and render the situation of the school, what's going on in the school. They make a promises to do lots of the school last academic year, give out furniture, and even water, because there is no water. In this area to get water in Welengara this side is very difficult, especially at this time of season. And we came across Cecilia, and he brought Michael, Mr. Michael here from Germany, another help of getting water, chairs in the computer room, and he did lots. And today he's here. I'm happy with my brother, Mr. Musa, and Cecilia, and also I have to thank very much of you people.
Thank you. This is a very good introduction, and today we have get to know how the school came. And I will also not do justice if I don't thank Cecilia here. She's our sister. She's a Gambian, and I think you have done a very good work. Well, can you give me one reason why, what actually inspired you to bring Michael to do what he is doing today?
Thank you so much, BM. The reason why I came with Michael here, because Kamara deserves everything as the head of this school. I came early in this school with my daughter, and I explained a lot of challenges to Kamara, which he felt with me and said, Cecilia, I'm going to stand as a father to you. That's those kids are my kids. Bring them to school. I won't ask you even
Anything.
a dollar. I said, what? He said, yes. I came, I brought my kids. Not only that, I talked to him again. He employed me as a teacher. I was teaching in the school. I was teaching 8 and 9. From there, I'm no more even a teacher. I'm part of the school because I run from one class to another, and the same time check on what the kids eat, whether it's good for their health and other things. And after that, I'm in the school, but I didn't tell Kamara, but I was observing the kind of man he is. I would see a lot of parents come for a day. Kamara, I have just half of the money. What do you think? He will just take that half money and tell you, let the girl go to school or let the boy go to school. We don't care of you paying full school fees. It's a private school, but Kamara is not using it as a private school. He is helping everybody in this school. Everybody is a child to Kamara. Because even teachers will come. I don't have transport, I don't have this. He have already paid end of month. But yet still, Kamara will go inside and be checking everywhere to have something to give you to go home. So he is not just the headmaster, but father to all in Balingara.
All
So
right.
I'm very happy.
Thank you very much. And I think what I have observed, it started from Mr. Kamara, then came back. So that is why they said a good heart comes from a pure heart. If you have a good heart, it always reflects back. And that's how Michael came in. So without wasting more time, before inviting him, I'm going to invite Banks himself to say little big words. Then from there, we're going to invite Musa Kora. So yes, Michael, tell me a little bit about how you come across, and then how do you feel helping the school of Sir Dembo Lower and Upper Basic School?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a simple story. It starts with just a holiday. We came in on a few years to the Gambia. It's a wonderful country, and it's a smiling coast, and you see that. And you see a lot of things around. They are not so good running. You see the kids outside, and then you ask myself, are they just outside? They have to go to school at that time normally. So, and if you check the illiterate rate in the Gambia, it's one of the worst in the world. So. Then I decided to change something. I have a job, I told you that, and I have also a family that keeps also the time, and I have two wonderful children, and I know how important it is to support them also, to bring them up as normal people, successful, get education. They have that's very, very important. Every parent would like to do that. And then I came to this school, and I first also met Mr. Kamara, and also feel the energy, and Cecilia said the words, also you feel the energy, and said, that makes me sure that I will support this. And the small semen is in now in the earth, and the plant will grow on slow steps, and I'm sure we will provide this also to medias, to media channels and something like that, to get more public interest. So we will go. We are on the right way, I think so. So I would like to thank you, Mr. Kamara, again for your work. It's a really pleasure for me, and you really make a great job. Thank you for that. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for you.
All right, thank you very much. And now I will not do justice if I don't invite Mr. Kora. He goes by the name Musa Kora, which means he's my namesake, but I'm called VM, so that's the difference. So, Mr. Kora, can you tell me what actually motivated you to come here and then witness what Mr. Michael Bank has done? So, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Musa Trawale. As a matter of fact, I got motivated when Cecilia introduced this issue of sponsorship that is going on in Sadembo School. I happen to come from Wellingara here, eventually moved to Yundum, where I stay with my family now. And then going by the experience that I have, I actually pioneered a partnership school between my village and then one school, Salisbury Primary School in the UK. For the past 15 years or thereabout, it has been a fruitful partnership. Therein they established so many projects ranging from water, agriculture, to the vegetable garden, village garden, village market, etc., etc. And Cecilia, knowing my background and knowing, having confidence in me, based on the experience that she have seen or heard, and then she approached me that definitely this is what is going on, and I will definitely need your input as to how we go about this. We've been discussing, talking, going front and back, and then from here I think we will be sitting down and then come up with a strategic action plan wherein we will see what the future holds. I am very much impressed with the statement that Mike said, that the plant has just started growing, meaning there is a future. And then, like I said earlier on, what is important is partnership in development. What Mr. Mike is doing together with his colleagues is complementing the effort of the government. How do they do it? They're investing on the children through education. The other most important motivating factor or driving factor is I happen to be a sponsored student. I've been sponsored all the way from my undergraduate to master's and hoping for the PhD program too. And this is from one lady from Norway, Miss Helga, who I am very much appreciative of all the effort that she has done for me. And then I look forward that Mike will replicate the same thing to many students here through you and then to the parents. I am indeed motivated and count on my support. I am here not in my capacity as a military officer, but in my capacity as a parent, a community member, and of course, a family member to Cecilia and Mike. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, before we go, can you tell us what are the challenges that the school is facing, including the teachers, the students? What are the biggest problems, Mr. Principal, that your school is facing?
I cannot say much as I said, Mr. Terodi. And the first issue is because any school without its own land is not a school. I repeat, any school without its own land, when I say without its own land, you are not the owner, you are not the one who bought the land and built it. It's not a school. Even government is emphasized on it. Before they give us a license to run schools, they emphasize on your own land. Although we are renting, most of us have private schools in the country we are renting, but it's a very difficult tax. That's number one. The priority number one to get my own land for the school. I'm appealing to Mr. Michael and others and all friends in Germany so that is the first priority. If we have our own land, it's very simple. Coming to the teachers. We have problems here, as you said. Paying teacher salaries is monthly basis is very difficult. Because the school is private and we collect school fees through the parents. And the money the parents are paying, that money we are paying teacher salaries, everything in the school, light, everything. We're not only depending on paying teacher salaries, we have cleaners, we have watchmen. So all that money comes from the school fees children are paying.
So how much does it cost for each student? I mean,
for a student, now students are paying $2,000
per month?
Per term.
Per term, sorry.
per term. And imagine you are paying a teacher $4,000, $5,000 per month. It's a big tax.
Yeah.
Collecting that money. Some parents cannot even pay. They can just come, as Cecilia said, Mr. Kamara, I don't have money. I have to say, come inside. When you have, you pay. Sometimes they cannot pay. So I have nothing to do. But I'm happy Mr. Michael is here. That's, as you said, that's a difficult tax I have. Paying teacher salaries, first, number one, the school. When here we are renting and paying here $120,000
per year. Okay.
And over there, the second side you see, $60,000 annually.
Dallas, right?
Dallas, I'm talking about Dallas. So that's a big tax. And you have seen what the work is supposed to be over there, the big work. If you talk about the money that we have to do over there, it's not small, easy. And the furniture is not easy. A set of a furniture, it can cost $4,000 in the welding. So it's a big tax. So we are praying for Mr. Michael when you go home. Need sponsors, not he alone. He alone cannot do it. He can do it, but he cannot do it. As you have seen the situation, and I'm happy he came with two of his friends. I'm also happy on that issue.
All right. Thank you. Well, Mr. Michael, did you ever have any challenges in terms of helping them? Because I know Europe and Africa, if there is a difference, it's not that much. But what is your challenges that you facing to help the school?
I think the idea is from Mr. Kamara to found the last high school level, is it called? Yeah, that's also necessary in that area. I think that should be our plan to also found it here under the control of Mr. Kamara. So maybe that is one point we're looking forward to finance that. So also the other thing, the idea to think about to buy a ground is also helpful, because normally if you pay the rent is gone, and so you can save the money for other things. We have a lot of things to do, I think so. We are on the way, but we're on the way. So I'm thinking I will be back in next year, and we will see a lot of development, I'm sure.
All right, thank you. And now, what will you like to conclude on? What is the advice the governments and the private sectors of the Gambia towards helping Michael as well? Like you said, one hand cannot clap. So yes, one hand cannot clap. So and then if you look at it again, one tree cannot make a forest. So what is your advice to the fellow Gambians?
My advice is you have to be honest. That's the first issue, because it's not easy to operate a school, especially a private school. I emphasize it to the government before they give a license to operate. From the Minister of Education, you have to honor all the criteria that they are asking for. And what I'm advising, first you have to be honest, because when you have somebody who's helping you, you should be honest. If you're not honest, you are zero. Now Mr. Michael is inside now. If I'm not playing honesty, and I hope the project is fall down. And also to Cecilia. If I'm not honest to Cecilia, that the pioneer who brought Mr. Michael here is zero for the project. So
that's true.
So be honest.
Yeah. Finally, Miss Cecilia, what will you like to put across to the Gambians and friends of Germany?
It's just a simple thing that if we can have like 3 to 4 people who are like Mr. Michael to support the Gambia, I think we will be like, wow, we will get a lot of flying colors up there, because he is a great man in this Gambia. He is not a citizen, but now because of the help that he is doing, he is part of us. So we just return all the thanks to him and God who brought him all the way from Germany to come and see us.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. And finally, what is your advice to the principal, Mr. Michael, my humble self, and to all Gambians as a security officer? I don't know your rank, sorry for that.
I think we need to let go of that rank. Let me talk in my capacity as Mr. Core. Actually, it's accidental that I am in uniform. As a matter of fact, I have been in office when I was called. But then the advice I will give to everybody, I start with the headmaster. Trust is very important. You see this from the experience that I have. When I started this project in my village, it took 5 years before these people came. It started with $19,000 when I requested for the refurbishment of our kitchen. It wasn't too much, but it was too much for them, because that was the trust that they were looking at. It was successful. I retired, including evidence. They saw it. After 5 years, more than 40 women, children, teachers converged in my house in Boleba from the UK, had 2 weeks exchange visit in my village. So that is to say, whatever little you're giving, ensure that there is no misplaced priority. Put it to the appropriate place. If you have shortcomings, report as appropriate. To Cecilia, my dear sister, you have a big heart, and then keep it up. You think it is little, but this is big. You are an agent of change. You're changing the life of not only parents, not only the students, but their parents. Because should anybody graduate here and become a minister, a parliamentarian, a teacher, a doctor, you have changed the life of not only that particular individual, but the parents, their children, and then the Gambian society. To Mr. Mike, to you, VM, I will encourage you to keep up the good job that you're doing.
Thank you.
Exposing children is what we need. When I came, when they play their drama, I have realized, I have seen that potentials in them. How do they showcase this potential? Is what you're doing now. You're exploring those opportunities. Expose them, invite them on your programs, and that brings in what we say competition within the school. This time is someone that is selected to go. Next time I'll ensure that I go. So that brings in competitions among themselves. So keep up the good job that you're doing.
Thank you.
And then expose the school, expose the student. To Mr. Mike, imagine you giving 200 euro out of your yearly saving. Is it great money for you? It's as little as chicken change on you. But to us, Gambia is as big as a 10,000 or so. That is a big difference, and it can positively impact on the life of not only the children but the parents. If we say you're paying $2,000, for instance, per term, the whole year is 6,000. The 4,000 you can use to buy uniform, books, etc., etc. So as little as 2,200 euro, you are positively impacting on the life of many Gambians. So what I will urge you to do is this simple strategy. Whilst you are at work, whilst you are in the restaurants, whilst you are in the beach, discussing with colleagues, being it official, formal or informal, just say, what do you think if I get 200 euros out of your savings? I want to sponsor a child. Or can you take the commitment? Can you take the commitment to sponsor a child?
Yeah.
That way, you are empowering the school. How do you empower it? You are not bringing in physical infrastructure, but you're ensuring that these particular students, if you can sponsor 100 a year, who do not default in the payment of school fees, it may address some of these challenges of paying salaries for the teachers. If you also talk to philanthropists down there, that I want to build a senior secondary school, for instance, I need your contribution. In that way, you will, in the next 5 years, I'm assuring you that you will be what you did not expect. On that note, and that is the challenge I'm going to give you. To go down there, say I am going to ensure that I sponsor 100 children come next December. On that note, I say thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I think you have said it all. But finally, I would love Mr. Michael Bank to give his conclusion.
All right. Thanks a lot again. Give me some. It doesn't need much words, I think so. I'm very proud to be here, and I'm sure we will work on it on another basement. Every plant needs its time, so I'm sure we will be back next year in person. That's my promise to you all, and maybe then we will look also backwards and see what happened.
Right.
So thank you very much for your attention. Thanks a lot.
We have come to the conclusion for that, and I want to use this medium to thank each and everyone that is watching. Like I said, it's not about only Michael Bank. Think about what you can do for your nation. and eventually we will all become somebody in the future. This is exactly what the principal, Cecilia, and of course my namesake here has done. So to conclude it, I would love to thank Mohamed Rame, who is behind the camera. Mohamed Rame, thank you so much for that wonderful job. He's also very kind. So people watch